Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into Chat City with P. Ross. Conversations and interviews are in the queue. Listen or join in. Here she is, P. Ross.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another show, Chat City with P. Ross. I am your host, P. Ross, and I am delighted to have in the studio with me today two lovely ladies that I call the Fairley sisters. The Fairley sisters. Help me welcome the Fairley sisters. Hello, Fairley sisters.
Everybody. Hi.
All right. And their names are Azarriah and Arielle. Very beautiful names.
Thank you.
All right. So these beautiful ladies were highly recommended by someone that knows them very well. And I trust that person's judgment. And that person is Dr. Aisha Jackson, who I interviewed not too long ago here on Chat City. And Dr. Aisha Jackson is their mother. She came here with a remarkable story of overcoming trials and tests and getting to where she is today, which is an author, president of a 501c3, and she is the spearhead of an organization, True Horizons. Yeah. And she was also she was featured in a documentary not too long ago, to my surprise. Mm-hmm. All right, so without further ado, we're going to talk to these ladies today, because it's often said apples do not fall far from the trees. Yep. So I believe I got two good golden apples in here with me today. All right. So which one of you are the eldest?
I am.
And who said that?
Arielle.
Arielle. Okay.
It's the height.
Did you two always get along as children?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah. She was always the mean one.
She was the mean one.
Yeah, but for the most part, we always had a strong bond.
Yeah,
from the jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, from the beginning, I would say. I'm sorry for my slang, but just had a great relationship growing up. So.
Okay. So, what were some of the nuggets that your mother spilled over into you as young children?
You want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll say number one, we always got to stick together. That's
right.
number one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's us against the world, for real.
Yeah.
Not trying to be like that, but it's just, that's how we had to come up. Like, a lot of things just, it was us. So that was one. Always having our backs, because after she's gone, we got. Like, me and Arielle are, that's all we have. So I always remember that, and definitely, like, sticking together and looking out for each other. That's just always something that's just going to come naturally to us as well.
Yeah. And then also just making sure, like, if she's not feeling her best, just be like, hey, like, speaking life into her. Like, we may not always have everything, but we have to look out for each other, because we are each other's best friend. When ain't nobody else around, we got each other. So that's how we look at it. And that's kind of strengthened us over the years, and we just each other's best friend at the end of the day. Right. We look out, you see her, you see me, and vice versa.
I like what you said about just having each other's back and just being there for each other. And at the end of the day, it's about you too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What was the last text you sent to Arielle?
I'm on my way home.
That's exactly it.
So, do you two live together?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's just good.
Yeah.
So you don't have any other siblings?
We do.
We have
an
an
older
sister.
sister.
Okay.
We have an older sister. Her name is Talisa Campbell. Shout out to her. We ain't gonna disrespect. No,
Yeah.
we got an older sister as well.
We do. Yeah.
And it's
We
three of
love her.
us,
Yeah.
and we love her. That's my dog as well. Like, it's us too. Like, we stick together as sisters as well. Like,
Right.
I love both of my sisters. That's one thing that we try to instill in each other. Like, when our parents are gone, that's all we have is each other. So no matter what, like, that's my sister too, and I'm never going, we never going to disrespect that or never, discount that, because I love her to death too, and we look up to her as well too.
Right.
So It goes to say.
I've been trying to give you house applauses over here, but my button isn't working. So that was that strange noise. That you're hearing.
Okay.
But I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just know that I am. Okay. All right. So let's start with high school.
Okay.
What was high school like for you two?
Okay, I'll go first. High school was it was, like high school. I was very disciplined. I played sports. We both definitely played sports from a young age. So, normal high school, having friends, going to class, being very disciplined and, focusing on what we need to focus on, get ready for college, things like that. We were very, kind of had our fun, of course, but we had fun and regular, teenagers, what they do and stuff like that. But we enjoy high school and then, graduated and went on and expanded into college. So,
okay.
Mine might be a little different.
Okay.
Just gonna throw it out there. For overall, my high school experience was wonderful. I enjoyed my high school experience. It was a lot of teaching moments in there. Just like my senior year, I just went out with a bang, I told my friends that we was going to go out with a bang, and I might have went out a little bit too hard, but it also kind of just prepared me for where I was getting ready to go, what was getting ready to happen to me. Not like happen, but just what was coming in the future, that I didn't see at that time. So overall, high school was like, I love high school, like, yes, high school was it too, but definitely got a little college melter. But it definitely prepared you for where you get ready to go, too, for sure.
Right. So, at what stage of high school did you know what you wanted to do when you decided, okay, hey, I'm going to go to college and I'm going to pursue this career?
Well, like with us growing up, my mom was always like one of those, women, like our mom's like, hey, even though you don't have a plan, we're going to figure out a plan for you. You don't have to go to college, but you got to figure out something, because you're not going to always have me to be there to be like, hey, I'm going to take care of you. She always prepared us to be young women and prepared us to kind of go into the world knowing what to do. So I think mainly, to be honest with you, I had a lot of things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be a nurse, a trauma nurse. I wanted to be an educator, but I didn't know. I really wanted to be a nurse or a dental hygienist, but teaching kind of came in my lap, kind of fell in my lap accidentally. I went, took 2 classes, and I was like, oh man, I kind of like this. And then my mom's friends was like, hey, Arielle's doing really good at, with helping out in the classrooms and things like that. So it kind of fell in my lap in a way. But I think towards my junior year, it kind of gave me a idea of that I might be a teacher, and it's gonna be real. So it kind of like my junior year in high school, kind of understanding like this is really what it is.
You know what? That's funny because you mentioned dental hygienist. Later in life for me, I did take a dental assistant class.
Oh, awesome.
Right? Okay, and that was like 2015. Not doing anything with it now, but I took it. And I wish I would have took it when I was younger. But as a small child, my mom, or Santa Claus, let's say, got me a chalkboard for Christmas one year. And I think I was like maybe 9 years old. And from that point on, I found myself trying to mimic my teachers at school. And I thought I would grow up to be a teacher. I, just thought that was a great profession.
Now, I always loved children, but it just kind of happened. And I was like, oh, man, I knew I wanted to work with children. Even if I was a nurse, a trauma nurse, I was like, well, I'm going to just go ahead and I'll work with children. But it ended up coming in, like, I'm be a teacher. Like, so it's coming together. And it's like, it's still kind of unreal sometimes how it come together.
All right. Now, Azarriah? Yes.
I think for me, honestly, it really didn't come to like the end of senior year. I really honestly say my freshman year of college, because I always loved basketball. I feel like my dream was I was supposed to be a professional basketball player or something like that, or go to UConn and play basketball out there or something. But, things happen and it just wasn't realistic. So my mom was just like, I know you going to school. That's all I know.
Right.
You might not know what you going to do, but you going to go to school.
Right.
And like when I went to school my freshman year, I was like, well, okay. I fell in love with physical therapy. I fell in love with like the whole part of rebuilding an athlete, or just even seeing a person injured and they come back from it 10 times harder. That interests me. So I was just like, you know what? Okay, I think I can do that. So for a while, I had my heart set on physical therapy, and that's just, kind of where I've been at.
Awesome. Now, Arielle, you went to, was it St. Augustine's?
No, I went to Shaw University.
You went to Shaw University, and Azarriah went to St. Augustine's.
Yeah.
What was college like?
Oh my God, college was fun. I'm telling y'all, college is fun, but it is what you make it. Right. So if you don't get out there, and I mean, I'm not saying I played college volleyball as well, so I was very disciplined as well, but still have fun. So you have to learn that balance of like being a student athlete and being a regular college student, just trying to make it, trying to, do all those things. So just basically like, it was fun. You had your discipline, and then you have your, your stuff that you have to do for yourself as a, getting ready to graduate, preparing yourself for what's next, because it is a different life outside of college. As well. It's like a different stage, so preparing yourself. But I enjoy college, every single minute of it.
All right. That's interesting that you made up in your mind at that time that you were going to be a student first before you were athlete.
Right. Mama had a message where she was like, hey, I ain't seen you just go to school to be a college, Olympic athlete, but you're a student first and then an athlete next. So that's how her motto was. So you just had to follow that. And you'd be like, you know what? You're right.
Wonderful.
Right.
Yes.
And for me, I mean, I enjoyed college as well. Mine was a little different as well. I feel like everything for me is a little bit harder. Not like it's harder, but I got to do things unrealistically sometimes, and sometimes it's not on the straight and narrow path. So for me, I had to work full time and go to college. I worked down the street at Chili's full time, and I went to school full time. So I knew for me, I enjoy, working and paying my bills, but I also enjoy going to school. So I went to school and I enjoyed it, and I had a great time, and I went, a couple parties, but for the most part, I was really just working and going to class, until I graduated. That's literally what I did. So
This is the time I would give you a house applause. Thank you. My house applause is not working, okay. But I want to give my hats off to you on that, because I know I started out in college. I didn't finish, but I had trouble balancing all of that, So that's great. That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
Why did you feel it necessary for you to focus on entry grade level Arielle versus
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What you mean, like
elementary students?
Oh, okay. I've taught, I'll say this. I had an experience with coaching all ages, but the thing is that I felt like my original goal was to teach elementary or middle school, but I really found my passion with the 4 and 5 year olds, the early part of teaching, because that is the best time to kind of teach them. I love that age where they're exploring, they're asking questions, they're thinking critically, they're doing everything. And I'd rather and then also I had an experience growing up in school where I had a teacher that wasn't really patient with me. So I'm a visual learner, I'm hands-on, so I use that experience with me to be a teacher, so I think that's probably why I kind of fell in my lap, where I'm like, hey, I use my experience to help the next generation in a way. So I love that age. They're really interested, they're eager to learn, and I love to show my creativity as well.
Okay. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Chat City with P. Ross. I am interviewing the Fairley sisters, Arielle and Azarriah. We're talking about their educational background before we get into entrepreneurship with them. All right. So, Arielle, tell us some of your most rewarding moments working with children at school.
I think my most rewarding moments is just knowing if a child is coming in, I have to meet them where they at. Sometimes the kids are not where my expectation is as a teacher, so you have to meet them where they are. And then once you do some testing or assessments, things like that, as a teacher or educator, you have to meet them where they are. And when they finally get what you're teaching them, that's an aha moment, and it's rewarding. And so they may start out one way when they come in, and then towards the end of the year they're a whole different child. So that's really rewarding for me, and just seeing the parents say, wow, thank you. So that's really rewarding for me towards the end of the year.
Fantastic. Now, can you tell us some about your rewarding moments outside the school campus?
I think just being able, like, coaching and, just kind of going into the community, especially with working with my mom at True Horizons, just being able to help young women, especially young high schoolers just get ready for college or need some advice going into college. It's not a walk in the park going to college. You got to prepare yourself. So that's the most rewarding moments where you can be able to share your experience and, kind of teach them how to navigate and how to be independent, or kind of teach from your experience. So that's kind of rewarding for me.
Okay. Now, in America area, we've had some unfortunate moments we had to face, unbelievable moments in America with school shootings.
Right.
And in the classroom with small children. Share with us your thoughts on that.
It is scary. I'm not going to lie to you. I know for me, safety is first, regardless. When their parents drop their children off with me, they're my children for that day, until the rest of the school year. It's like we are partners, the parents and I. So whenever they come into my classroom, they are my babies. They are my kids. And so as much as the parents trust me, I want to make sure that the kids trust me as well and say, hey, Miss Arielle, what do I need to do if this goes wrong? And I always prepare them. Everything is a teachable moment. Not everything, but you show them, you tell them, like, hey, if this is going, I need you to pay attention. So I always teach them how to make sure that we build that relationship, so they all know that, okay, Miss Arielle's serious now, like, we got to move, because anything can happen. We got to always be aware. So I always teach them that, especially in those type of situations.
That's good. Now, on my drive here, I caught a snippet of radio, and on the radio, they were discussing the young child who recently committed suicide.
Yeah.
The 8th grader.
Yeah.
And they disclosed that the reason why this child did this was because of being bullied.
Right.
Give us your thoughts on both sides of that. And what I mean, both sides. One from the bullying standpoint versus the one being bullied.
I've been bullied before, so I understand from both sides. As a teacher, you always talk to the parent. You figure out the situation first before, with the kids first. And then you talk to the parent from the bully, figure out what's going on. Because sometimes it's a deeper root, more than what you see on the surface. And then the child that's being bullied, you still have to be able to talk to the parent as well. That's where that relationship with both students come to play, and even with the parents. My philosophy is just making sure, like, when you first enter that classroom, you building those relationships with the parents first. And so whenever you have those hard conversations, it's a breeze and it's tactful, and you can be able to go in there like, hey, I see something, I notice this is, X, Y, and Z is happening. What's going on? What's some big changes that's going on? Can you tell me? And then it'll be easier to have, to kind of resolve the situation. But being bullied it's not an easy thing to talk about, as far as with seeing it and then also experiencing it. So it's difficult, but you still have to have those type of conversations with both sets of parents, and then also with the kids as well.
Agreed. Now, young children are being exposed to adult themes on a sexual basis. They're just being exploited. Yes. Most recently, comedian actress Tiffany Haddish.
Oh my God!
Telling her about this. I was just talking
along with comedian Aries Spears were sued for allegedly grooming and sexually abusing 2 minors who were recruited for several comedy skits and asked to perform sexually suggestive content. Have you seen the video?
I couldn't watch it.
Videos?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't like stuff like that because I love children, so I don't like it, and I couldn't even watch it. So I don't. I think it was just kind of disturbing. I know.
I don't really think anything was funny or suggestive funny about the video. I think it could have just not happened. I just really think that could not have happened. Like we were fine without that.
Yeah,
honestly, we were. And I'm sad that the kids, I mean, you might have to blame the parents too, but it's just, I'm sorry that the kid had to experience being exposed to that at a very young age. Because
yes.
You got a whole life to live to be experienced and, being exposed to things of that at
and
a
then
very young age.
The trauma of it, like, after effects when they get our age. You have to go to therapy, things like that.
Right.
That stuff is traumatic. People don't know that.
Yeah. Now, for years, or here lately, I would say within the last 10 years or so, I've been coming across things on social media that suggest that cartoons have been doing this to us the whole time with subliminal messages, and we just hadn't found it.
And you're right. You're absolutely right.
I think even the latest is on Disney that I saw, something about a cartoon little demon. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not familiar with that.
Is it that little blue thing?
I'm not sure, but it's. I think it's a child that is portrayed in the cartoon, and I guess he is being considered a demon of some type.
Wow.
In some kind of way, they're maybe glorifying that. I don't know. I don't know all the details on it, but So in our cartoons, we have to watch that too.
Yeah, we do. We have to.
All right.
Definitely.
If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Chat City with P. Ross. I am your host, P. Ross, and I have the lovely Fairley sisters in the building with me today, Arielle and Azarriah. We are discussing education as well as entrepreneurship with these ladies today. Azarriah, let's see. You're a graduate of St. Augustine's University here in Raleigh, North Carolina, with a BA in exercise science.
Yes.
You were employed, or you're still employed, I do believe, at Wake Med Hospital as a clinical specialist in the acute care clinic, and has extensive experience in physical therapy, sports medicine, and wound care.
Yes.
Tell us, I don't know if I asked you this earlier, maybe you said it, but let's say it again. What sparked your interest in exercise science?
Like I said,
You did
I
say
think
it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. I didn't say it like that either.
No, you're fine.
Like my senior year, I just got fascinated. I was a basketball player. I do love basketball. I love sports.
Okay.
I thought, like I said, I was supposed to be this superstar basketball player, and I was just like, whatever. So I had that in my mind for the longest, and I was just like, okay, that's not realistic. Let me think of something else. And at first it was like, okay, I can be an athletic trainer because my uncle was one, and I was just like, all right, that's kind of boring though, because you got to be kind of with the sports, you got to be with the team and stuff like that. So I was like, no, physical therapy. And then Arielle kind of tore her ACL too, and she had to go to physical therapy. So I just kind of went with her, and then I seen it, and I'm like, okay, you can really, I just seen the progression. Like, you can really go from being a crippled person to you can be up and walking and anything. And then honestly, working in the hospital, you just get more of that experience. Like, you see the worst of the worst, and you just like, because I was in ICU, so you see the worst of the worst, and then you see these people months later, they walking and talking like, what in the world? Like, it's amazing to see, and that I always get excited when I'm like, look at you, so it's always a good joy.
Now, to me, within the last few years, it seems to be that we see more people being fit conscious.
Right.
And to me, I seem like I see more fitness centers than I do shoe stores.
Okay.
All right. Tell me why that's so, Azarriah.
I think a lot of people are infatuated with the idea of looking good, but they also don't really want to do the work.
They don't.
Sometimes I'm gonna be that one like Arielle work out, and I don't work out. That's just me. I mean, not saying that I don't work out. I do, because I work at the hospital. I'm working up and down the steps. I'm going to right there. I get my daily in. So, certain things are different. But a lot of people get infatuated with getting that gym membership. Like, I remember we was in class, or I went to an interview at a gym, because I thought, like, when I first got out of school, I got my bachelor's degree, let me go find something, to do with it. And when I went to interview at the job, they were just saying, like, you only gonna get like January through December. During the winter months, you get your population of people that's really serious for a couple months, but you see this pattern with people when it comes to working out. Some people are really serious, some people really make that their lifestyle, and they really can't go without working out, and I commend them for that, because it is only going to help you when you get better, and I'm working towards that too, because how am I going to be able to tell you about it, and I don't do it myself? But we all getting there. But I think that's more one of the things. A lot of people would love to look good, the idea of looking good, but they really don't want to commit to it. So
I'm guilty.
We all are. We all are.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm guilty, but we're gonna get there.
Now,
one day at a time.
What skills are needed? Like, say if one was interested in going into the field that you're going in, what skills are needed for exercise science?
Right now, I have a bachelor's degree in exercise science, but right now my job title at the hospital is a clinical aide. So I technically work with physical therapists, occupational therapists, and speech pathologists. So I can do a wide range of things. You don't necessarily have to have your bachelor's degree. You can have a high school diploma. You just got to be willing to work. That's it. But also, it helps me with my bachelor's degree because it's literally everything that I learned in my 4 years that I'm doing on a daily. So it just coincide for what I'm doing. So you don't really necessarily have to have a lot of education, but when I'm like currently, when you want to further and go, deeper in your graduate level, you also know education has to play a key role in that.
Right.
Yes. Okay, now the study of the human anatomy, different areas of the body, movements, etc. I mean, that's almost like being a nurse or a doctor, a physician.
Yeah.
Why not go a little further that way?
I'm still pursuing it. Like, I had my plan set to be a physical therapist for the last 3 years, and it just didn't work out with school and other things. And I think that was just God's way of telling me, like, look into something else. Just don't have your track set for one thing. It's other avenues out here. It's other ways to be great. It's other ways to get knowledge to people. So now I'm on the track to either pursue nursing. I might, go to nursing. I'm deciding. But I realized lately, like, I do have the credentials and the knowledge to really do this on my own. I don't really kind of need, that extra, parental supervision, basically.
Okay. Now, I'm going to assume that you've had some background or experience in training others. Okay. Share that experience with us, please.
So like I said, I worked in the ICU, so we've seen people from car accidents to just minor, they got their knee replaced, their shoulder replaced, daily things that people go through. And it's amazing to see we help people basically just get back on your feet, get back moving, getting those movements, working with the bones and stuff. So, like, say if you went and got your knee replaced this afternoon, soon as you get out of surgery in that next hour, we're going to get you up. We're going to be having you walking around the hallways. We're going to have your body moving, because once it gets stuck in one position, you kind of got to work against gravity every time to, get back to your normal. So we're all with keeping you back into your normal, but also, rehabilitation also. So that's kind of what I do day in and day out for real. So.
Okay. Have you had any experience training others? Like other employees?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm currently training somebody now to do what I do and kind of like teach. I have a hard time training others because I don't feel like I'm that one that could, really train people, but I really do know what I'm talking about, and I am very knowledgeable, and people remind me of that every day at work. They like, Azarriah, you really know what you're talking about. Stop playing. Stop playing yourself. So I'm really getting into that mindset. But yeah, I've trained multiple people, currently in the process of doing that now. So I'm learning to just kind of be comfortable and walk into that too.
Okay. Now, you ladies both have spent a diligent amount of time working in your professions.
Right.
And now you've decided to switch gears and go into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
All right. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I just opened my last September during the middle of the pandemic. I just opened a wellness spa. I'm a wellness and beauty spa. So I'm a licensed esthetician, and also I'm a licensed teacher as well. So during being a business owner and being working in my profession, it takes some diligence, some discipline, and also just some time. Time management.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish that sentence.
Time management. What was you gonna say? That was all I was gonna say.
Okay, now that was intriguing to me. Switching from educator to licensed esthetician.
Yes.
All right. Did anybody look at you funny when you told them what you were doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they were kind of not really surprised, because I love beauty. I love makeup and hair and things like that. So they were not really surprised, but then they were like, really? Okay. But being an entrepreneur is really rewarding. Both of my parents are, entrepreneurs. It's kind of like we kind of grew up in it. So, yeah. So we really grew up in it. My dad had a record store. So my mom had a beauty supply store. So we kind of grew up in entrepreneurship. Both of them kind of did some what was it, like they did like some different things out in the community, and we were kind of, you know, like the little promotion little girls out there. We had the little wigs on, was like, hey, we got some hair available. So we were out there helping out, and so we didn't know like later down the road that we will be entrepreneurs. We didn't, but we kind of did because it was in our blood. So I kind of feel like that. So
okay. Do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I just kind of feel the same. Like, it's really in us. Both of our parents really do this. Like, I love to brag and be like, my daddy ain't had a job since I was born. Type thing. Like, my daddy really been out here getting it out of the mud. But,
definitely has.
so it's really in us and stuff like that. But it's different. We want to try and, you know, do aspects. We have a lot of ideas. We have a lot of things that we're good at. And we just wanted to just expand on that and really just get out there and just try something different. We're also still going to do very much our professions because we love it too. But we like to do both, you know, and we like to, you know, help others. We want to, you know, show other people the way too as well. Like, you can work and still be an entrepreneur too, because I'm literally just told my mom, I was like, I don't think I can go full-time entrepreneur because I kind of need that structure of getting up and going to a job, going to somebody's responsible to see me that day because sometimes I might not want to be, you know, go nowhere. So I still feel like I need that structure right now. And then maybe in a couple years or so, I can full-time do entrepreneurship. But, yeah.
Okay. Right. Let me ask you something, if you don't mind me asking. No. How old are you?
I'm 27.
I'm 31.
Okay, that's awesome. Awesome. All right. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not mad at you for what you're doing. I admire that wholeheartedly. Tell one who may be interested in starting a business, an LLC or whatever, what steps they have to start with, what they need to do.
The first thing is, before you start a business, you definitely have to have a plan. Like, definitely like a plan of what you want to do, some goals, things like that. But before you get to your goals, you need to figure out a niche. So your niche is like the core thing that you want to talk about, what you want to discuss. Then when you go into your niche and you narrow it down, because it takes some time, because it's not a walk in the park. It takes some time to do it. Then once you get to your niche, you kind of come up with some goals. It's kind of like, it's different ways to create a business plan, but you have to come up with mission statement, your just your core values of your business and your core goals of what you're trying to do. And then also you talk about your brand awareness, talk about different things that make you set apart from other people. Because if you don't, and you go out there by the seat of your pants, you're going to mess up and people are going to be like, what in the world is she talking about? What is he trying to do? You know, type of thing. So
research is a big
and
thing.
that
like,
is
you really got to
thing.
research before you just jump out here. Like, I think, because for me, I got a whole bunch of ideas, but I'm not going to just drop them just because of the fact that I'm dropping it. It's just the fact that it's all in the time and it's all in the whole plan. You got to be strategic when you trying to do something. But that's not for everybody, too. So some people can just, you know, fly by the seat of their pants and, you know, start their business and do that, because I've seen it happen. But for us, we just one of those people that we got to write a plan. We got to figure it out. But I think that's one key thing, but I ain't mean to interrupt you.
No, you got it. But no, that's the main thing. Research is the main core of that thing, and knowing what you're trying to do and what your goal is overall. So
what if somebody says, I don't have any money to start my own business?
That don't even we didn't either, you know. But the thing is that you got to start with what you got, you know, because we're like, when we started our business, what we wanted to do with our businesses, we wanted to have like this, but we had to be realistic and say, hey, okay, we got bills, we got to
do this, so
we got to do this.
Let's save, let's plan, let's give ourselves a goal, let's write plans out, let's give ourselves 6 months to have this amount, let's have ourselves to do this. So if we need to have this done by this date, you got to plan it out. It's all in that type of thing.
It's all about timing too. Yeah, the timing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the timing, but money's not always going to be there first, you know, because I thought it was supposed to be somebody supposed, you know, invest in me first and then, you know, we can do it. But sometimes you got to invest in yourself, and it takes money to make money too.
Exactly.
So you're going to really be dishing out more money first than it is you're making it anyway.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I know you mentioned that your parents were like maybe your first role models in entrepreneurship. Do you credit anyone else on your journey to this decision of being entrepreneurs, or is there anyone else aside your parents?
God is
honestly, but
all in this, you know, for sure. you know, of course our parents is the first, but at the end of the day, God is.
And we got, you know, other family behind
Yeah.
us, like our grandparents support whatever we're doing 100%. But,
Right.
you know, a lot of people wasn't contrary on, you know, just building something by your, you know, not having a 9 to 5 and doing something that's really not, you know, on the narrow that people are used to. So, you know, they come around, but for the most part, our parents were that main two people.
Okay, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Chat City with P. Ross. I'm your host, P. Ross. I have the lovely Fairley sisters here with me today,
Hello.
Arielle, and Azarriah. We're discussing their educational backgrounds and their decision on becoming entrepreneurs. Ladies, or let me go back. Azarriah, you have... No, hold on. I'm looking in my notes here and I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Arielle, I believe
Yes.
it was you that posted on your social media site. Happiness is the highest level of success.
Yes.
Explain that.
Honestly, I feel like I've been, you know, we go through things as young women, especially for us as millennials and stuff. So we had a lot of stuff going on, but my happiness has been one of my goals to make sure throughout my adult years and adolescence, I want to be happy. And it's just like a mantra for you, like for me, really. Just I want to be happy, because when you're happy, you feel good, you look good, it just kind of exudes out of your overall being, I'll say, your countenance and just how you feel about yourself. So when you're happy, you feel good. You want to do anything that you set your mind to at the moment.
Now, Azarriah, you both, I can tell, I mean, fashion sense is there for you. From head to toe. Well coordinated pieces. I've seen your pictures and social media sites and things like that. Why is it important not only to be fit, but to maintain your appearance when it comes to anything that you put on, from gym clothes to suits, and while you're in the public eye?
Yeah, I feel like one thing I always remember, I think it was one of my coaches said, a lady is supposed to be seen and not heard.
Exactly.
So I always kind of remembered that, like, you're supposed to, when you step out, you're representing yourself.
Right.
And then when we were younger, it used to be my mom, you represent me, don't be going out there looking crazy, you know. So it really started with that too. So we took a notion like, okay, we ain't going out here looking crazy. And then it kind of just came into like a self-care for me. Like, I used to be a tomboy. It took me a while to get to where I'm at right here. Like, it took me a long time, and even to feel confident to do this. So now when I get dressed up, I'm going to get dressed up.
Yeah.
That's just me, because it took me a long time to get here, and I'm excited for myself. It ain't got to be for nobody else. It's for me, you know. So I feel like your appearance is just something that speaks volumes for you. You don't even have to say something sometimes. Your appearance is going to speak for you regardless, no matter where.
It's your first impression.
It's your first impression, for real.
And to me, I mean, I don't know, seem like now in today's society, we tend to be more relaxed. And that's okay for those that want to be relaxed. But it's something about, like, I don't know, if somebody comes before me, or if I go somewhere and I'm standing before a person, and especially when it's dealing with business, I tend to trust the one that looks as sharp as they are sharp, if that makes any sense.
Right.
You know?
It does.
And just with my background and just the variety of things I used to do, I mean, it was always, dress and appearance was very important.
Right.
Definitely.
Arielle, you published a book in 2020 called The Misunderstood Millennial Woman.
Yes.
Give us details on that.
So this book is about just being a millennial from my perspective, what I've went through, you know, being in church, being just after college, how do you handle your money, how I felt, you know, in the moment of like really being a single young lady, you know, type of thing. So it's different perspectives of how I feel as a millennial woman, what I went through, how I overcame some different things in my life, with healing and things like that. So it's just really about my struggle with my my weight loss and healing and things like that. So it just tells about my perspective and how I overcame.
Okay. Any written books from you, Arielle?
No, I I don't think I'm the book writing type.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I say that right?
That's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
All
okay.
right.
I just don't think I'm the book writing type. I could talk to you, but I just don't think I could sit down and write now. But I don't know. It might. You never know. It could go anywhere. Honestly, you never know. I might change my mind 10 years from now. I'm like, I'm gonna write something. So I don't know. But right now, no. I just think I'm more of that. Like, I like to take pictures. I like to, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm the type of person I'm gonna show you.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Now, you have your business, Lux Millennials. Is that correct?
The Lux Millennial Sisters.
The Lux Millennial Sisters.
Yes.
Now, being fairly fit, is that also a business or is that?
So being fairly fit is a blog. It started off
It's
as
a
a blog,
blog. Okay.
and then
All right.
I have expanded into a wellness and beauty spa.
Uh-huh.
So with my business, it kind of, it started kind of birthed from there. So, I started blogging about my experiences as an athlete and my, journey overall. And then overall, once I published the book kind of helped me expand into my wellness spa. So kind of be able to help women, talking about the health and wellness of your skin and kind of making them feel beautiful, talking about how to educate them on healthy skin.
Okay.
So it kind of expanded from there.
Okay. All right. Now, if you have been listening to Chat City with P. Ross and the two lovely Fairley sisters, you have any questions for them, feel free to give us a call at 919-899-9305. Again, the number is 919-899-9305. We are taking questions at this time. Feel free to call in and join in on the chat. Now, I'm going to test your knowledge, ladies.
Oh, Lord.
We're going to have a little fun with this right here, okay?
We're ready.
All right. So, I want to just stress how much I admire you two as siblings, as sisters.
Thanks.
And being close and not rivals.
No.
Some families don't get to experience that love
That's
that
true.
you two
That's
have. And also with your older sister.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, that is to be commended. And again, I want to hand clap you on that.
thank
My
you.
button is out. But, all right. So, here we go. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, or
Okay.
3 in particular.
Okay.
And I want to see if you have any answers for me. Okay. So, these two ladies that I'm mentioning now are twins here in America, fashion designers and former actresses. And they made their acting debut as infants, playing Michelle Tanner on the television hit series Full House. Can you tell me, did you say who?
The Olsen sisters.
Right.
Mary Kate and Ashley.
Mary Kate and Ashley. Right. Oh man, my little button is not working over here, so you get a house applause on that.
That's all right.
Very good. That's the correct answer. All right. These next two people played as identical twin sisters, separated at birth, and are reunited as teenagers. This TV sitcom started real life twins Tia and Tamara Mowry. What is the name of this TV show?
Sister.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
We're big fans.
All right. And the last question of the day. Let's see if you get this one. All right. This popular tune was released in 1979 under the genre of R&B and soul.
Okay.
It is written by Bernard Edwards, and some of the lines in the lyrics include these words. Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of the world's delights. High hopes we have for the future and our goals in sight.
We know this one.
First of all, I'm the music guru.
Right, but you know that one. Say it one more time for us.
Okay. I'm sorry, I messed it up earlier. Let me
It's
see if I
okay.
can read it off without stumbling. All right. Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of the world's delights. High hopes we have for the future and our goals in sight.
I don't know that one.
I know this one, but I don't.
I was gonna say something delight, but I didn't want to mess it up. So
All right, let me sing it a little bit.
Yeah,
for
sing
you.
it for us, because
I need a tune. I'm a tune person.
Yeah.
Okay. Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share
Oh no, we don't.
of our world's delight.
You know this one.
I got to hear the music.
Oh, okay. Am I singing terrible?
No. You're doing good, but we know this one.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you.
I
a
don't
little
know
bit
this
of it.
one though.
I
Okay,
don't know the name of it.
Okay,
but it sounds familiar.
we are family. That's the answer. We are
Y'all
family.
be sure.
We really, I was like, no, we know this
Well,
one.
maybe I just know the chorus.
Okay.
Yeah, we just know the chorus.
Yeah,
but I
that
heard
song was a
the
little
light
before
part.
your time. But
It's okay.
Oh, I
It-
can go there.
it's a popular tune.
Right.
Okay, but let's see. You've partnered with your mom on the True Horizons Journey nonprofit, serving as manager and board members. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, how is it that mom saw it fitting for you two to serve with her versus others for these positions?
That is a good question. Go ahead.
I think for one, she already know that we know her in and out like that. So
Yeah.
for me, like I know for me on the administrative duties, she like you already know what I like, how I like it, what I want. Just go ahead and do it. So it's easier for her to do it that way. For Arielle, I think it's the same thing. It's just easier for her to go ahead and be like, no, I don't want that. It's easier for her to execute with us than it is for other people. But she does have other friends and stuff on there that she does consult and stuff like that. But I know for us, it's just she already know we have that same expectation of like, we're gonna give that quality. So that's we all
she
across
wants
the board,
excellence.
right?
When she talks to us,
everything's
she was
done
like,
in
I want
excellence.
in
So-
excellence.
So,
yeah.
it just kind of rubbed off on us. So I think that's
Right.
more of why she's like, might as well use y'all. Not like that, but it really just works.
And then
really-
also it kind of gave us our own, like, it kind of helped us to be able to do our own business as
And
well.
right, and see the ins and outs of
Right.
it. Like, okay, cool. Let's see how we set this up, and go from there.
Right.
Okay, before I go on with any more questions, what
Okay.
I'm going to do is play a little bit of that song by Sister Sledge so you could know what I was talking about. Okay,
Okay.
just a little hint of it.
I wish it was a song I knew off the bat.
I know.
See, I need the beat.
Do you
I
remember
need
that?
the beat part.
That's all I needed was the beat. I was like,
Okay, I just wanted you to hear a little bit of that, okay?
I would have knew.
I was like, I know the delight part.
Karaoke.
Right.
Now, can we see you doing any future things along with your dad?
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, we're going to come up with a plan and we're going to figure it out.
We just don't, we trying to figure out what his avenue and what his vision is for what he has going for himself in the future. I know he's into real estate, and that really is a big thing. He probably wants us to get into real estate too, and that might be an avenue later on down in life. But right now we haven't really discussed anything. But I'm sure we can sit down and plan it out. I'm sure if he had an idea, we could plan, because he has that creative mind, like all of us too. Like he can sit down and just say something, and we can be like, oh, okay, and we can make it work. So
he executes like
yeah, he does got to
immediately.
execute. Yeah,
which
he
is a
does.
great quality.
Right. And I think that's why he's been, having the longevity as he has. But
Right.
yeah, we figure something out.
All right, I hope you're listening, Dad.
Right. Hope you are.
All right. Now, Azarriah, what do your peers say about you?
That's a good question. I think everybody think I'm a goofball, number one, and I'll be serious. But I do like to have fun. I think they enjoy being around me. I think I bring that, that all of it to the party. And I'm just saying, not like that, but I think we just really have a good time. I'm big on having a good time. I'm not going to be anywhere and I can't have a good time and be myself. And if I'm not welcome, I'm just going to, stay where I'm at. But I think my peers can say I'm really fun. I'm outgoing. I like to live life. I like to enjoy myself. And I work hard. So I really be in the streets working too. So they can say I'm a hard worker for real. So
Right.
Okay, and Azarriah?
I'm really quiet, but then when you get to know me, I'm really talkative and I am goofy and I like to dance. So, that's what you see. I'm really reserved at first, and then after that, they be like, "Oh, you really talkative."
right, she got to read your vibe first.
Yeah, I'm more of like I kind of check out the scene type thing, and then I'll be like, "Okay, we good. I'm good." So I talk to you.
Okay.
That's how it is.
Big sis, what do you have to say about your little sister?
She is such a wonderful person. She really is. Heart of gold for sure. And she is so encouraging. And she has a wonderful smile. She don't like to smile often. I'm gonna just tell y'all that. She has a beautiful smile and she don't ever say it. I mean, a smile, to show everybody, but she's awesome and I love her.
Awesome. Little sister?
I like to say when it comes to having a big sister, this is the example that you should have. I truly do believe that.
I'm blushing.
When it comes to like I can truly be myself around her, and it's no funny business, it's no judgment, it's no girl, what you doing? You know, it's just girl, all right, whatever. You know, she gonna let me be me. So I always love that about her. That's one thing I respect about my sister, and she leads the way. So I follow in my mom, her, and my other sisters. I'm following in the footsteps. Like y'all are the way for me. So that's just what I look up to for real.
Okay. Can we sit? Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. I love it. House applause. Now, would there be any just one big family business that you guys will go after maybe one day, including everybody in the family?
Probably
maybe your other sister?
Right. I'm not opposed to anything. It's just we didn't really know. We didn't want to force anything on other people where they wasn't ready at the time. So I'm down for anything. Right. If it comes to a point where we have to do one big family business, I know my daddy would be so happy. Right. He would just be so happy.
He would love that.
He would love that. So I know that would make his heart smile for real. So I mean, I'm not opposed to anything. I have faith for anything we can, whatever. If we can do it, we can do it.
Right. Awesome.
We put our mind to it, we can do it.
Awesome. All right, ladies, we're surely approaching the top of the hour, and we're about to close. If you had one thing special that you feel that the world should know about you that we missed in this interview today, this is your moment to tell it. And let's start with Azarriah.
I knew she was going to tell me. I was about to go cocky. I ain't gonna go cocky. I'm just... To know me is to love me. What you knew of me in the past is not what you know now. I'm a different person. I'm a changed person. I'm a grown woman. We making strides to be a better life. I tell myself and I tell my parents all the time, I'm not going to die without my purpose being fulfilled. So whatever that is, I'm going to go after it 10,000%. And I'm going to keep believing in myself. I know it's hard for me, but I'm going to keep believing in myself. And I appreciate the people that do believe in me. And it's up from here.
All right. And Arielle?
You got something profound to say.
Oh, my God. I can't follow that. Basically, the old me has expired. But the thing is that the new me is, the best version of me is getting to approach. So what you see is that new version of me emerging. And you're going to see, see more of it. And stay tuned. And I thank you for all my supporters over this last year and just now. Thank you.
Wonderful. Can you tell us about your ways of contacting you about Lux Millennials?
Okay, so our Lux Millennials, you can contact us on Instagram at the Lux Millennial Sisters, and then also our email is info@millennialsis.com, and then also our website as well, millennialsis.com.
And we'll be coming out with an online community soon, so we are in the works of that. So give us some time. We're going to get there so we can build an online community, a sisterhood where people can follow and really be tuned in and check in with us for sure.
And we're definitely going to educate all of our young millennials about travel, business, and our lifestyle. Yeah. Traveling on their own, creating their own Lux lifestyle on their own terms. So that's what we're going to be educating them on.
And if you will, give me a little bit more detail of creating your own Lux lifestyle on your own terms.
So basically, we work our full-time jobs, so you can still, we're going to be, kind of showing them our life. Like, we work full-time, and then also on the weekends, we were like, hey, create your own looks.
It's creating the life that you want to live. Honestly, not like
that.
Not like I ain't trying to, right, but it's just creating something. It ain't got to be nothing that we want to do. It's whatever you want to do, but I'm showing you what I like to do. Like, me going out, getting dressed up, that's creating the life that I like to live. Right. So that's just kind of how it is. We're just trying to promote that nice lifestyle, help you get there. You can work, you can still do whatever you want to, but you can also have a good time and live your life. I feel like it's a work-life balance, or a church-life balance. It's a balance for everything.
Right.
Okay.
Healthy balance.
Awesome. Ladies, this has been wonderful. I'm glad I got to meet you in person finally.
Thank you so much for having us.
And I look forward to seeing more from you in the future.
Yes.
And God bless you on your journey.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for listening to Chat City with P. Ross. We're here at Oak 93.5 WRLY each Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. thank you for tuning in again, and we hope that you will continue to follow us in the future. Thank you, ladies. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Thank you.
Why are you keeping me at a distance? All that I'm asking for is forgiveness. Are you even listening? Am I talking to myself again? I keep on staring up at the ceiling, waiting for you to give me some kind of reason. Are you even listening? Am I talking to myself again? And I know you don't owe me your love, and I know that you don't owe me nothing at all. Ain't no way I'm giving up. Oh,